The station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for DC News Now at 9 o'clock. I'm Chris Flanagan.
And I'm Susan Tran. We're talking about so many tributes now that are coming in tonight for Declan Hicks. He's the 5-year-old who was killed in that bounce house incident on Friday night.
Yeah, it happened at a Southern Maryland Blue Crabs game in Waldorf. That's in Charles County, Maryland. Witnesses say a gust of wind sent the bounce house into the air and crashing back down on the field. And tonight, Southern Potomac Church in White Plains, Maryland, opening its door to the public for a town hall on this tragedy.
And that's where we find our Marielle Carbone live for us tonight. And Marielle, this is just such a devastating incident.
Yes, Susan, it really is for this tight-knit community. And inside the church tonight, the mood was really just somber. One woman who actually saw the incident happen spoke tonight and says she's just in shock still. She can't stop replaying that incident over and over again in her head. Another woman saying that she is just tired of hearing about little kids killed in our community. Now, South Potomac Church opening its doors tonight to provide some crisis intervention for the community. About 50 people gathering inside, along with trauma response counselors. Now, the idea is really to provide a place for healing and reflecting. A 5-year-old Declan, he is from La Plata, where he played flag football and attended Blessed Lamb Preschool. Friends, family members here tonight really just remembering him as a sweet boy who loves dinosaurs, Ninja Turtles, and crazy socks. We spoke to one woman who lives in La Plata, and she tells us this incident is really just unthinkable.
Just very, very sad. You know, you just think of little ones enjoying the summer, just having a good time before school starts. It just makes your heart sad when you hear of these little ones that are just trying to have fun.
Now, it is still unclear who set up the bounce house and whether it was properly tethered down. DC News Now reached out to the baseball team and Charles County, but did not hear back. Chris and Susan, Declan's flag football team, the La Plata Blue Knights, they are planning to honor the little boy throughout the rest of their season by wearing stickers and patches of his football number. That's number 9. Reporting live in Charles County tonight, I'm Marielle Carbone, DC News Now.
Let's talk more about that bounce house. Charles County owns a Regency Furniture Stadium, and according to the team's website, Pinch's Playground is a staple at the stadium with various inflatables, jungle gyms, and merry-go-rounds. We looked into the regulations, and the Maryland Department of Labor says the owner of any inflatable attraction must make sure they're following the manufacturer's requirements, including having a state registration sticker. The state also provides regulations for how to properly anchor these inflatables and making sure that they're not using any of these inflatable devices when winds are 25 miles per hour or greater. The National Weather Service says that wind gusts in the region were near 30 miles at the time.
All right, taking a live look outside at the Washington Monument tonight. It looks beautiful out there, doesn't it? Temperatures, though, continue to scorch across the DMV. D.C. under a heat emergency right now. D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser put that heat emergency in place on Friday, says it will stay in place until tomorrow or when conditions get better. So hopefully those conditions get better quickly. Let's check in now with Chief Meteorologist Janessa Webb.
All right, Janessa, you're talking not only about the heat, but we also have Tropical Storm Debbie to worry about.
Yeah, we have multiple fronts. You still have the heat and humidity that's going to be in place going into tomorrow. And then we have a bigger story that's a national story up and down the East Coast as this tropical system starts to really allow copious amounts of moisture up and down the East Coast. 87 right now. We're under partly cloudy skies. You have dew points that are super toasty at this point, back into the 70s. So it will be another uncomfortable night. We're not under any advisories or any advisories likely to go in place going into tomorrow, but still very mild across the region from Martinsburg into Winchester. Hey, good evening. Upper 70s right now, southern Maryland into the lower 80s, and then you have lower 80s as well for northern Virginia. As a whole, really temperatures are toasty, and it's fueling that tropical system. It will allow a good amount of moisture to drop in a very short period of time, but we are remaining on the dry side, and we'll have a repeat of this situation situation going into tomorrow as well. We're off to a pretty nice start by 9 a.m., still into the lower 80s. We do first have a cold front that we're going to be watching coming in from the Great Lakes, sweeping across our area as we go into your midweek before we see that tropical system. Have that full forecast coming up.
All right, all new tonight at 9, a warning from Greenbelt police about people trying to steal money at ATMs. They found a device to do just that at the Bank of America on Ora Glen Court. That's where we find DC News Now's Daniel Hamburg joining us live. And Daniel, we're not talking about the traditional skimming devices, but rather something called cash trapping.
Well, Chris, unlike a skimming device which steals your information, cash trapping is when a device is placed in front of that slot where you get your money, blocking you from getting that cash. This weekend, 2 different ATMs were hit in Greenbelt. After recent cases of skimming devices being found on ATMs and people getting robbed in bank parking lots, a lot of people are more vigilant.
It's a terrible thing. I would say now, it makes me go, when I walk to an ATM now, I pull on it and make sure anything looks kind of funny. If something's shaky, I leave that alone and walk away. Go find another one.
Saturday night around 7:30, someone was using this drive-through ATM at the Bank of America on Ora Glen Court when they noticed this device blocking them from getting their cash.
It appears to be a piece of door trim.
Greenbelt police found a $20 bill stuck on the inside of the piece that was glued on.
We then checked the other ATMs that were in the area to see if we could locate any more. And at one of the banks, we discovered a second one.
The second one found at the drive-through ATM at Capital One Bank on Greenbelt Road.
It seems like it's almost impossible to stop. I don't know if it's the number of them or it's just sometimes, you go in and look so real and look so authentic that anybody, I think, can fall prey.
At this point, police don't know the end game of this cash trapping.
We're not able to determine whether this was set up to actually take the money or whether this was set up to distract someone using the ATM machine so that they could be the victim of a different kind of crime.
It's a shame that somebody would stoop to a level to take somebody's hard-earned money the way they do. It's karma's a mug, so I'm sure they'll get it back in return.
Now, I did reach out to Bank of America and Capital One, but did not get a response back. If you do suspect anything wrong with an ATM machine you're using, you're asked to call your local police department. We're live in Greenbelt. Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
A good warning for everyone. Daniel, thank you. We're getting new video from police in Howard County, Maryland, as they search for the suspect in a deadly mall shooting. Police say they are looking for this man in the shooting death of Angelo Little. Investigators combed through hours of surveillance video. They say it shows the suspect sitting at the table right there in the food court until the 17-year-old victim walked towards the restrooms. They say he followed the teen, waited for him to leave the restrooms, and then fired one shot, then ran off through the back doors. Police are asking people in that area to check their doorbell cameras for any video from July 27th between 6 and 10 that night.
An executive order in Virginia banning cell phones in schools is leading to school boards in our area making changes. This school year, Fairfax County middle schoolers will have to put phones in a magnetic pouch throughout the day. And today, an Arlington School Board committee discussed a new policy that would require students to put phones away all day. Similar measures have already passed in Loudoun and Prince William counties. Well, today, teachers, parents, and stakeholders presented ideas for statewide policies that would ban or limit the use of cell phones during class. During that virtual town hall, many teachers expressing support for a full-on ban, but parents raised concerns about keeping in touch with their kids in case of an emergency.
Teach in Henrico at the middle school level, and I see firsthand every day that cell phones are a huge distraction. The way I think about it is like allowing a stranger to walk into the classroom any day at any time. No parent or administrator would want that to happen.
The Virginia Department of Education will issue a draft policy by August 15th. School districts will be required to adopt the new policies by January. The public, though, will have a chance to weigh in before then.
Tonight, a story you only see right here on DC News Now. This is a love story of perseverance, determination, and community.
Yeah, it's quite something. A woman now living here in DC had to leave Russia when the war started. And when she finally was ready to graduate from a remote college program, well, her boyfriend thought she deserved a really full ceremony.
Yeah, so DC News Now's Max Marcilla has more on how strangers rushed to give her these honors.
It's a picture that captures an American dream, a cap in the air, the Washington Monument behind it. a new graduate celebrating years of hard work, sharing the joy with her sweetheart, Nick Harrison.
It took me so many years to get my degree, and I finally got it.
Sophia Momcher began her education journey years ago and an ocean away, teaching English in Russia while taking classes.
It was very exciting. And then the war started.
Sophia left Russia in 2021, coming to America, but never wanting to abandon her education dreams. She found a new program that allowed for remote learning, but told us her 4-year plan became a 7-year plan.
It was very hard because of the time difference. I needed to be there at like 3 in the morning.
She's had to work a lot harder than I have, and I recognize that.
Nick says when Sophia finally graduated in June, he was disappointed there was no pomp and circumstance for Sophia because of her circumstances. They basically just called her and said, "Congrats, you finished," and that wasn't enough for you.
I just did the normal thing in America. You go to school for 4 years. Everything was according to plan. She had a lot more interruptions than I did, so I thought she deserves at least some form of ceremony.
So Nick put a post up in a neighborhood Facebook group asking if anyone here in Arlington was maybe more qualified than he was to give Sophia that piece of paper, that diploma that she has worked tirelessly to earn over the last 7 years and through unimaginable obstacles.
A friend of mine had sent me a message saying, "Have you seen this?" And as soon as I saw it, I said, I have to reach out. I have to volunteer.
Meet Mary Beth Matthews, University of Mary Washington professor, and the perfect person to give a virtual stranger her hard-earned diploma.
We have commencement and rituals for a reason. They mark important changes in people's lives, and I couldn't say no to that.
A meaningful and memorable moment. A teacher.
So I just couldn't stop smiling.
And a student.
This is incredible.
Sharing that special day together. In Arlington, Max Marcilla, DC News Now.
What an incredible story. Congratulations to her, and I love that everyone came out to help. Now, since Nick initially posted on social media, he says not only did so many other professors reach out, but so did photographers, offering Sophia some graduation photos as well. Congratulations.